my dear friends, I have been, doing a little bit of reading, and I've been reading about people and what they had to say. I've been getting into the lives of people to understand some of the challenges they had to go through in life. Because as human beings, we go through stuff. Challenges are part of us. And sometimes when we feel stuck, it's just good that we get into the lives of others who have lived this life, to glean some wisdom out of the things they went through, because as the ecclesiastic, the pastor, the preacher says, there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever we are going through and we think is so overwhelming, we have people who went through that. And of course, I've read the Bible and I know the stories of Job. I understand what the prophets went through. I know what Christ and the apostles had to go through, and it was terrible. I've read the history of Christianity, the history of the church, and I know how people suffered to even get the Bible into the hands of everybody. I have read some things in history that are very heartbreaking. And so I realize that life is just a struggle, and there is no single person who ever lived just relaxed all through. And of course, looking at the epicenter, at the roots of our faith, who is Jesus Christ, he doesn't promise us any better. He says, you'll go through trouble, problems will be there. Just because you've come to me, it doesn't then mean that you relax. You'll still be accused so falsely. You'll be put on clothes that are not yours, and they will look like they are yours for my name's sake. You will be ridiculed. You will be brought before councils of men. There will be a sword in families. There will be division. And you have to pick up my cross and daily follow me. So it is warfare. It is a struggle. It's not easy to live a life that is holy and pleasing to the Lord. And so I have been studying the lives of contemporary people and those who are, our immediate predecessors, those who have lived in the 19th and 20th century. And I'm also studying people who are still alive now, just to understand the dynamics of life and to know how different people understood life, and that is of course expressed through their quotes, through what they speak, because what you say really speaks volumes about what you believe and what you live and your essence. Your words really tell us who you truly are, because out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh, as Jesus said. And somebody said something that is so profound, and I don't know who said this, but this is so true. And he says, life is better when you are happy. Life is better. It's better when you are happy. But life is at its best. Remember, best. When others are happy because of you. Be faithful in touching others' hearts. Be an inspiration. Nothing in nature lives for itself. And that is so true. You look at nature and the way nature has been structured by God. The nature behaves in a way that is just always giving. Nature is, the synonym, the other word for nature is like give. Because look at it, and rivers don't drink their own water. Rivers will flow. And there's so much water there. And that water will be taken by plants and by animals, and we drink that water. The river doesn't drink its own water. And it says, trees do not eat their own fruits. They're so succulent. They could be such wonderful fruit. They're so beautiful fruits to look at. Beautiful colors, orange, and we have yellow fruits, and we have purple fruits, and we have white fruits. Beautiful. But trees don't eat. those fruits, no matter how beautiful they are or how succulent or tasty. And the sun does not shine for itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. That's nature for you. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other. No matter how difficult the situation you find yourself in, still do good to others. And I've learned that through pain. God has allowed me to go through pain in my life. And through the stages of pain I've had, I think I've learned to still try to do good to others. And it has been rewarding to me. I thank God for the life I've lived. Daily, striving to be a blessing to somebody. We just got a photo, one picture from Uganda of a woman who was sitting outside a house that is actually no house. And when I saw that photo, my heart was crushed. There was pain in me. And I felt compelled to look for that woman. I don't know where she is in Uganda. I've never been in that part of the country. I've been in Uganda, and I'm told she's in eastern Uganda, but I've always been in Kampala, so I've never been there. But I still want to do good to her. And so I've begun a campaign through Facebook to trace her so that I can cross the border and go to Uganda to build her a house. And sometimes I say, I wish I was just like everybody else. I wish I saw things and was not moved like the rest of the people. Why am I so bothered? Oh God, why does it bother me? Why do I imagine that it should be my prerogative? Why should I take it that it should be me wanting to act, jumping forward, being the first one to plunge into the river, to test how deep it is at the expense of my own health? Why is it that I want to care? And I don't have answers for those questions. But one thing I know is that my life is meant for that. To be a blessing to somebody. And I'll go to Uganda and I'll do that. I've had friends visiting, and one of the ladies whom I sponsored to come to Kenya, unfortunately, she messed us up. But she looked at us, and we move around, and there's a lot of poverty as we move around. There's a lot of heart. And a lot of things don't make sense. And there's so many things that I do that I cannot shoot. The things we see on YouTube are, we shoot those for others to see what is going on in part. But there is no way in the world that we can put all we do on YouTube or on camera. But every single day we meet a lot of issues, people in need, and they need help. And I know men and women, some of them seemingly happy because they have got their money and their family. And I've seen people who are in pain go to them and hands are trembling, in rags and needing help. And these people shun them away. They tell them off. a lot of the people, and this is a phenomenon here in Kenya and in Africa, where people are building walls, very high walls, surrounding their homes. Somebody sets up a very beautiful home and erects a very huge, high wall, high fence, so that nobody can see the house. I understand we have security concerns, but when you look at it much deeper, you realize that these people are just doing that to cut off others, so that they can remain enclosed, encased in these castles which they have built for themselves. And they can't help anybody. Unfortunately, sadly, some of them go to church. You see them on Sunday and they're clapping their hands and trying to dance and sing and lift up their hands in worship. But they don't help anybody. I've always fought this thing of maybe thinking I'm better than anyone else just because I do stretch forth my hand. Because I'm not. I'm just so human. I'm so full of crap. I'm so much in need of grace. I have wronged God so many times, and I daily do. I'm so silly, I do stupid things daily. And I always ask God to forgive me and to hold my hand and to lead me, because I'm blind and naked and wretched. But I thank Him for one thing, for the heart of service that He has rented out to me. It's a rented thing. It's not given. He has rented it out. He has borrowed it out to me. And I know that if I cannot be careful, it can be taken away. We know men who started so well, but they lost it along the way. We've had wonderful people joining us in our movement, but they lost it along the way. And you listen to what they say now, and when you compare that to what they said then, it's like heaven and hell. Completely different person, but still living in one flesh. So I thank God for the heart of service. And I think my life is rich. My life is at the best when I reach out to serve. And it's my prayer that as we shed off competition and live in this liberty that was purchased for us through the hanging on the cross, through the blood that was shed from a thorny crown, through the pain and anguish on that tree as He hung there, being reviled by one of the thieves, being made fun of by the Roman soldier. That liberty is not in vain. He went through all that strife that we may live in freedom. And it's my prayer that we'll live in that freedom, that we will not succumb to stupid competition. That is a double-edged sword. It's cutting even through me. That we may live as free men and women for Christ. Because that is His will concerning you and me. God bless you.